These are blessed by Pope Francis, exorcised by me, and touched the tomb of St. Benedict.
All right.
I carry them with me all the time, and I always forget to give them out. Hello, my name is Father Boniface Hicks, and this is Ascension Presents. As a Benedictine, a special part of the spiritual tradition that I am in is the Benedictine Medal. This medal has an ancient history and a somewhat more recent history. The ancient history is about the markings on the medal that people often think is the back of the medal, although it's actually the front of the medal. The medal has a cross, and it has the letters CSPB, which stands for, in Latin, Crux Sancti Patris Benedicti, the cross of Holy Father Benedict. The medal, with a few more markings that I'll go through in a moment, is especially powerful because of the cross. It's the cross of Christ that's powerful. We always need to remember when we use sacramentals that the power that they draw from is the power of Christ and his cross, which has conquered evil and has redeemed us by his love. Remember, the goal of evil is to divide, separate, isolate, shame, destroy. The goal of Christ is to heal and unite, to harmonize in love. And that's the great battle that's always underway. And the power of Christ in his love comes especially through his cross, which is the greatest revelation of that love and the source of our redemption. And so St. Benedict knew that very well. And throughout the life of St. Benedict, making the sign of the cross was a way that he exposed the devil's poison in one case when his own monks had tried to poison him, and that's a story in itself. But he made the sign of the cross over the chalice that held the wine that he was about to drink, and it cracked, and he had a vision of a serpent, and the evil was exposed. Also, to bless his monks, and in other times to work miracles. The sign of the cross was very important in the life of St. Benedict, and the sign of the cross is really the center and front of the Benedictine medal. As I mentioned, the CSPB around the cross indicates that this is the cross of St. Benedict, and then there are a number of letters inscribed on the cross, which is bringing us into that spiritual battle, a battle between love and evil, between light and darkness. The vertical letters, CSSML, Crux Sacra Sit Mihi Lux, may the sacred cross or the holy cross be my light. And then the crossbar indicates the contrary, Non Draco Sit Mihi Dux, and all of the little markings create a rhyme, so they can be easier to remember. Crux sacra sit mihi lux, non draco sit mihi dux. Non draco sit mihi dux means, may the dragon not be, or the serpent not be my guide. And that brings to mind that story of St. Benedict when evil was at work through his brothers and they were trying to poison him, and the serpent was exposed through the sign of the cross. That centerpiece of the Benedictine medal is important for us. As we have the medal, may we always ask for that cross. The cross, which is the love of God, reveals the love of God and is our redemption. May that always be our light. May that be what guides our way. May that be what leads us on our path, and may we never give in to the temptations of the enemy. Also, we have at the top of the medal, Pax, reminding us of the Pax Benedicti, the peace of Benedict, ultimately the peace of Christ himself. When he appeared in the resurrection, he said, "Peace be with you," to his apostles. He had overcome evil through his death and resurrection, and he could bring peace. Peace is fundamentally the tranquility of order. Living the Christian life brings about peace. It's one of the beautiful fruits of the Holy Spirit, and it comes from following the light of the Holy Cross. And then we have a powerful, an exorcism really, a way of sending out the enemy, casting out the enemy, which is what exorcism means. VRSN SMV SMQLIVB, and it goes around the outer edge of the medal. Vade retro satana Begone, Satan, turn back, Satan, nunquam suade mihi vana. Never tempt me with your vanities. And that's a strong statement. It's a statement that all of us should feel empowered to make from our baptism. Satan has no part of your life. Baptized into Christ, we belong to him. He possesses us, owns us. He is the one that we have entrusted our lives to. He has claimed us for his own, and we take on his name as Christians. We belong to him. Satan has no place in our lives, and we can say to him in these very words, Vade retro satanic, get behind me, Satan. The second part of that statement, sunt mala que libas, what you offer me is evil. We can recognize that as we're drawn in different ways by different kinds of temptations. This is evil, and we stand against it. Ipse venena bibas. Drink the poison yourself. Such a beautiful twist of events. Get behind me, get away from me, don't tempt me. You're offering me what's evil, you drink it yourself. And it's a perfect attitude for us to take as Christians who have been claimed for Christ, who walk in the light of Christ, the light of his cross, who know that we are loved, beloved children of the Father. And on the opposite side of the medal, which we would actually call the back of the medal, it's much more recent. The side of the medal and the inscriptions goes back to the 1400s. St. Benedict didn't himself describe the medal. It's attributed to him because of the nature of it and this cross that was so central to his life, and calling on his intercession as he is living with us and among us as a member of the communion of saints. But on the front of the medal, which was created more recently in Monte Cassino in 1880, then we just have this little word, eius in obitu nostro praesentia muniamur. May we at our death be fortified by his presence. And St. Benedict, who is patron of a happy death, is one that we can turn to help us make that most important moment of our lives be sanctified as a time that we hand over our life to the Lord, as St. Benedict himself did, dying in the presence of his brethren in praise of God. So a lot of little points from this little medal that can be a guide and strength for us as we carry out our battle against the enemy and as we follow more closely after Christ in communion with all the saints and in a special way with St. Benedict.